Hello members, John Lieberger, Todd Bowen, and welcome to another edition of Turf Talk. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Cochise Golf Course and how Todd and his team are starting to prepare for the Cochise Golf Course restoration. So Todd, we're coming up on September 1st. What have you done so far to prepare to mobilize the contractor, etc., to get the golf course ready?
Well, hello everyone, glad to be with you again. Really looking forward to getting this project going here very, very soon. As we've talked about in previous talks and everything and leading up to this, we have to do spray out to kill the existing Bermuda grass. And we have to do them 3 weeks apart. We got to get 3 applications done before the old pump station's torn out on the 1st of October.
Is that because you need to grow the Bermuda when it's height, its most prolific growing stage?
That is. That's why we waited till right now to do it. This is when on normal years when our Bermuda's growing it prolifically, it just kind of started growing prolifically here in the last week or two here, which is great for us for this project. We applied our first application. Now we're going to fertilize the turf, and then we're going to continue to water the turf. So we want to grow the turf through the herbicide so that the turf will then take in the herbicide every time we spray and get the nice kill. If you just did it once, you would have a bunch of Bermuda left over. You would kill some of it, and some of it would still be there and left over, and we'd be dealing with it later on. So we want to make sure that we get it all killed, all done at the right time, and that's why we have to do these 3 applications spread out 3 weeks apart.
And then that way the grass dies out, then you can go ahead and start dismantling the pump station because you won't need water anymore, and then everything else will just take its normal course.
That's correct. So we'll do that. Then the contractor Wadsworth will start dismantling the new pump station. We want to keep everything intact as long as we can here to water this turf to get it to die like we want it. The other thing that we're going to be doing right away pretty quickly after the 1st of the month is bringing a main line up from the wash on number 1 over here, because we have to keep the Schwab green or the Monument putting green alive for the members to use, and we got to keep water there. So we will be bringing up the new main line up through there. That'll be the very first thing that they do, on top of just getting pipe and everything out on the golf course, be staging on the golf course starting the 1st. They'll be locating all their equipment here, getting all their stuff set up, and then start pulling out fusing pipe out here on the golf course, fusing the HDPE pipe for the irrigation system. So they'll start fusing sections together so that when they start installing it soon after that, they'll just be able to go and kind of put it all in the ground. So
when our members, just so they know, when you turn off the water, that means no water to the putting and chipping greens over by the driving range and by the dog park. The range tee itself, which looks really good right now, won't have water, so that'll slowly start to die out. We'll have that until Sunday, December 3rd, I believe it is, and we'll be able to hit off that, and then after that it'll be closed, and we'll go to our alternate plan of some hitting nets. So the question somebody might ask is, why can't you bring a line up from Geronimo like you're doing for the putting green and bring it all the way over to the driving range? And the answer to that is?
Because our elevation's too high. We won't get enough pressure over here to run the heads and to really irrigate properly to keep that range or anything alive over there.
And just so our members know, we looked at every option possible to try and keep water over there as long as we could once we turn the pump system off. Remember, the Cochise Golf Course and the Cochise Driving Range are on the same pump system. So just trying to answer some of the why questions that might come up while people are watching this video.
And one other thing with the driving range, I know I've had a few questions, is why is it off color right now like it is? Why is the driving range tee like it is? Comparatively, they look different. That's the rock that's underneath that range that I've talked about, the shallow rooting, the shallow depth of the grass. We've also had some heads out there and on the golf course that simply aren't working anymore. We've quit putting money into the heads and quit repairing things because we're going to be tearing it up in a couple weeks. And so you're seeing a combination of all of that stuff out there. Also, we haven't had any measurable rainfall here in 130 days plus since March. So we're dealing with that a little bit, the drought. You can see that the tee is in really good shape still because that's got a nice base of soil underneath of it. We're watering everything the same, so that just kind of shows you what we're going to be repairing when we do this project by including the topsoil and doing that stuff out on that driving range to hopefully produce a better plant. And then also on the course behind us, you're going to start seeing over the next couple of days the grass starting to feel the application a little bit. A lot of it that you're seeing right now is the ryegrass that really felt it right away. That's the first thing that's going to feel it. The Bermuda will take a little while. You really won't see the Bermuda for another week or two of really feeling it. And that's why we had to implement and start this when we did. I knew that we could still play on the golf course. It's actually going to play pretty fun. It's probably going to play pretty firm and pretty kind of roll out, kind of British Open style for a little while. But to get us to meet the timelines and to get here for the contractor, that's what we had to do and kind of the steps we had to do.
Great, Todd. I appreciate that. Members, you heard it here. Long drives are in your future if you play Coach East in the next couple of weeks. So thanks, Todd, for everything you and your team does. Appreciate it. Thank you, members.